Welcome back to Stelmo's Rants and Raves. I'm Stelmo. Let's jump right into it. So, the New York Post editorial staff has written a very good editorial, and the headline to it goes: "Reopen the Strait and quit playing along with Iran's talk, talk, stall." You know, I see a lot of repercussions from our military operation in Iran. And I believe that now that we have attacked Iran, we need to finish this, and we need to finish it as soon as possible. We need to get rid of this Iranian regime that's killed countless Americans. And 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 let's be honest here, because there's been a what I consider a dangerous trend out there, and that's with Americans losing their life to violent religious zealots. And on October 7th, Israel was attacked by Hamas. Hamas is backed by Iran, so Iran had to give the approval for that. And in that attack, they killed Americans, and the public outcry was fairly mute. Didn't hear too much at all. And that's really a sad situation. But Iran has been responsible for the deaths of more Iranians. They were responsible for holding our hostages. I think it was 444 days. The only reason they released our hostages is because they feared Ronald Reagan, and they knew Ronald Reagan was not going to tolerate the nonsense that they had pulled. We owe the Iranian people now. Now that we've started this war, we have to finish it. And I don't know what the president is thinking. I don't know what his aides are telling him. But this has to be completed soon. If we have to put boots on the ground to do that, it's not something I look forward to, but I understand that it may realistically have to happen. And if that's what it's going to take for them to secure the Strait of Hormuz, get it back open, then so be it. That's what we need to do. All of this delay is only helping Iran. It is not helping the United States. Quite frankly, I don't understand what Donald Trump is doing. I saw a video last night where they were making hay of. It appeared that Donald Trump fell asleep in the Oval Office, and maybe he did. It certainly gave that appearance, but I don't know. Maybe the stress of this job is getting to him. I don't know. There's got to be something, because he's not acting like the Donald Trump of old. And I don't get that. And I certainly don't get why we're in a ceasefire that I don't think it's helping us. I think it's solely helping the Iranians to regroup. Now, look, I get what Trump says. We decimated a lot of their offensive capabilities, but they still have rockets, and they keep firing these rockets. And God forbid one of these rockets finds some major target there in the Middle East, which is going to affect the outflow of oil for years to come. That's not an impossible scenario. And I don't know why you're giving them all the chance to put something like that together. There's a ceasefire, but yet Iran is able to keep hitting the Arab countries. And I believe they're hitting the Arab countries because they believe that then the Arab countries, in the quest to stop the attacks, are going to put pressure on the United States to end this and let the Iranians go along about their business. Look, we've started this. We've spent billions of dollars already on this operation. We need to finish the operation. Get in there, get it done, and get the Strait open. You're going to hear me say tens of thousands of times probably the law of unintended consequences. Sometimes when you do things, there are results that you don't expect. And when you deal with big situation here, and the big situation I think that we're dealing with is the global supply chain. We got hundreds of ships that are basically have been taken off the supply chain routes. And not all of these ships transport oil. Many of them transport other goods. I'm not going to go too much into it because I covered it yesterday, but apparently aluminum is an export that routinely travels through the Strait of Hormuz, and the primary buyer is or buyers are in Asia, and so there's a shortage now of aluminum in Asia, and there's so many other of these hidden aspects that are going to crop up as time goes by, and it's going to progressively get worse, and the people aren't going to like it. So it seems to me the sooner we can end this and end it successfully, the better off we are. Donald Trump is playing with his legacy, and I think any agreement with the current Iranian leadership will ultimately not play well for Donald Trump's legacy. That's just how I look at it. I just don't think people going down the road, way down the road, when historians have time to really write all of the different caveats that come up over time that were involved in these situations. And I don't know. There's obviously more to this than I'm aware of. The president gets a lot of classified information, but I can't imagine what is there that would deter us. That's what I don't get. I don't understand the purpose of this negotiation where they're not seriously negotiating. They're only making the United States look weak. I know that. And the president look weak, and I know he doesn't like this. But let me share with you something that I believe in, and I think Donald Trump made a mistake when he was personally involved in the push for a Nobel Peace Prize. The fact that he kept talking about how he wants to be the president of peace. Well, let me tell you, that's not the message you want to send to these despots. It is not the message you want to send at all, because to them it shows weakness, and that's what the German prime minister or chancellor or whatever he's called was saying last week. They're making the United States look like a fool, and that's how I see it. I think that's how many other people see it, and Donald Trump can get mad at that, but that's just the reality. You went to war, finish the war. Don't make this a political ploy where it's going to go on like Vietnam and Korea forever. Don't give the Iranians, allies, Russia and China, the opportunity to get more weapons to them. Because let me tell you, if they can figure a way to do it, they're going to do it. Because, see, they want to embarrass the United States. So the sooner Donald Trump ends this and ends it successfully, the better off for all of us. And I just wanted to come out and say this because this is aggravating me. I don't get it. I really don't. And if anybody out there, if you have any ideas that you can share with me, I would appreciate it. Thank you all. Have a great day. Stay safe. Crazy world out there.